everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Dr. Carmen Bryan. You're watching Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. And today's broadcast, I'd like to talk about the question that is asked quite often. And that question is, when will I heal? When will the pain stop? When will I heal? Well, number one, you have to understand that there is no definitive answer to that, because each individual person is unique in themselves and your experiences are unique. Your life is unique. Your childhood experiences are unique. And a lot of you have been through other trauma from childhood, even in the womb. And so really your healing is contingent on how deep the pain runs, how deep the roots of the pain run. Some of you were in the womb and your mothers would tell, and kids can hear, your babies can hear. And the mothers, I hate you. I hate the day that I conceived you. I hate your father. And then you come out with rejection in your life, and they're speaking it to you all the time. I hate you. You look just like your father. You're just like your pappy, or the father's like, your mama is this and your mama's that, And so these children, you as children had to be around this. You suffered this. A lot of you dealt with the low self-esteem. It's like, I'm paying the price for a parent that I didn't have anything to do with, and then some of you came up in households where you were rejected, neglected, sexually molested. Some of your pain runs deep. And so the narcissist, even though you are dealing with or have dealt with a narcissist, it just so happened that this last one, it took you to the top. It got you to your boiling point, like the pressure cookers back in the day where the pot finally exploded. But the root of the problem is not the narcissist that you came out of relationship with. The root of the problem is where you came from. How was your foundation built? Because your foundation may have been rocky. Your foundation may have been really jacked up, and so a lot of that comes from, and then all your life, you're always trying to prove your worth. You're always trying to prove that I'm worthy. I am pretty. I am smart, and so a narcissist likes that, because a narcissist wants to be everything to you. They want to be everything. And the more wounded and damaged you are, the easier it is for them to manipulate you, to mold you and to manipulate you and to really bruise you. And then think about it. A lot of you go into the relationship and you say, hey, I don't like when people not talk to me. I don't like when people do this. I don't like when, and one thing that I can't stand in this relationship, let you know what my boundaries are, because I don't want to do this. And this happened. This right here is a deal breaker and everything. Well, you just handed the kryptonite over to the narcissist, because everything that you just told the narcissist, if you want to control me, if you want to punish me, this is all the stuff that you need to do in order to punish me. And so everything that you've said, remember in the last video, everything that you say will and can be held, is not can, will be used against you in the narcissistic relationship. And everything that you just said, everything, you let them know how to hurt you. You handed them that kryptonite and you let them know how to hurt you. But most of you that are coming out who are wounded or hurt, your children have been wounded. You've been with these people for years. You're constantly trying to prove yourself. You're constantly trying to explain yourself. Even now out of the relationship, you're constantly trying to prove yourself. You're constantly trying to prove your worth. Look at me. I'm not that bad. I am pretty. I am smart. Look, I got a job. Look what I did. Look, I bought a house. Look, I got an apartment. Look, I got a car. Look, I got a pet. Look what I did with the kids. You're constantly trying to prove yourself. But oftentimes it's not the narcissist you're trying to prove yourself to. It's the parent. It's the caregiver you're trying to prove yourself to. But it seems like every relationship that you ever get into, if you think about it, there's something about them that reminds you of your parent. You keep dating that parent. You keep dating that guardian. You keep dating the abuser. And you're constantly trying to prove yourself to your original abuser. And so you live life with these holes and these pockets. And that narcissist wants to fill those holes and those pockets because they want total control. They want total control. They want to control your soul. And your soul consists of your mind, your emotions, your will, your personality. This is your soul. There's a difference, and this is what they want to own it. They want you to depend on them for everything. And so when you get out of these relationships and you're broken and you're torn, it's because of the fact that you finally reached your peak. You finally got to the point where, I can't handle it anymore. But there's a root, and roots run deep. If you look at big trees that have been around for a while, those roots in that tree run very deep. So if they actually pull that tree out, the roots on that tree will cause structural damage to the buildings or the structures around them. And so they know when they cut the tree, when they go in, because if you cut a tree and you don't take the stump out, that tree will grow back. It will. Not only will it grow back, if you don't get the roots will grow back. And this time you'll have trees in other other places. Trust me, those roots run deep and they will produce other trees. They may not, think about it. It's been years and hundreds of years that big tree grew, but those roots are still alive. They're still living and they will sprout more trees. They will. And so that's why it's so imperative. And I tell you guys to get into counseling. Get into counseling. And some of you guys really need a trauma professional. You need a trauma professional so that they can take you back in time. Some things you have to rip that Band-Aid off. Some of you are going to have to open up old wounds because your subconscious mind is triggering you, is playing games with you, is tormenting you. These people are running around in your head rent free. They are still tormenting you and they still have the power in your head to torment you. That's because it's not just the narcissist, it's everybody who's ever hurt you. And so you really need to address the root. You really need to get to a counselor to find out the root of the problem. Once you start killing that root, you'll begin to heal. And there is no timeline I can give you because I don't know how deep your pain runs. And the deeper the pain, the longer the healing process. Some of you guys are like, oh, I don't want to take forever. Well, it took forever to get you here. What are you in a rush for? Why are you trying to jump back into a relationship? Isn't this how you got to where you are now? So some of you guys, man, I wish I can expedite it. Okay, you can expedite all you want to, but you'll never get to the total root of the problem. And you're going to keep attracting the same thing because what's in you is what you're going to keep pulling. Pain, hurt, trauma, abuse, disrespect, dishonor. Master singleness. Master being single. Enjoy your singleness. Some of you guys like, I hate being lonely. That right there is the anchor that's going to pull in your narcissist because you need to learn that I'm not lonely. I'm not lonely. I'm never lonely. I'm never bored ever. And I'm not lonely. I'm never lonely. I'm content. I kind of like me. Me is kind of cool. I find that I was kind of cool. And so I don't mind being with me. If you don't even like being with you, then how do you expect anybody else to want to be with you? Because you don't like you. So because you don't like you, you got to be with someone else. But if you don't like you, they're not going to like you either. And they're definitely not going to respect you. You got to have some type of value for yourself because if you don't value yourself, no one is going to value you. You have to have your own self-worth. You've got to have some type of worth for yourself. And so that's why I emphasize you guys, go to betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen. They give you a 10% discount for using my link. It's a sponsored link. And then look for a trauma professional. If you're having some financial difficulties, they will help you and offer you a grant. I have had some emails, one or two emails saying that it was one email saying that the counselor that they contacted did not understand narcissist abuse. Don't talk about narcissist abuse. Most counselors don't. I'm not saying don't talk about it. What I'm saying is don't look for someone that specializes in narcissist abuse. It's narcissist abuse is actually domestic violence. You're looking for someone that specializes or understands trauma, post-traumatic stress, domestic violence, psychological abuse, and the after effects. Look for that. I have my Canadian family that have connected with a counselor in Canada named Ingrid. They say that she's off the chain. She's awesome. So if you guys have her number, let me contact her so I can tell her thank you. But they say that she is awesome. She is awesome and they love her and she's in Canada. So there are counselors that do understand what you're talking about. Excuse me, guys, my nose itching. But there are counselors that understand domestic violence and abuse. That's what you're looking for. You see, that's what you're looking for. That's why I emphasize get into counseling, address those childhood issues, address those problems, because when you start hitting the root and start gutting that root out, it'll help you from attracting the same thing over and over again. You keep attracting the same thing because of the fact that your wound is still open. It's still festering. So hopefully this has helped you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel. Make sure you hit subscribe. It is Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse, and then hit the bell and hit all so you know whenever I come on live, which is usually on Sundays. I used to come on from 8 to 9, but now that I'm here quarantined and I do work all day long, so my schedule has not changed, but I am not traveling. So on Sundays, I'm not traveling, so I can come on a little earlier. So look for the, the notification because I can come on about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. And so I usually try to come on a little early because I do have stuff that I still have to do. Also go to my mentor's channel, YouTube channel. It is Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper, and she is awesome. She's the presiding prelate of Interest Chambers Global Ministries. Those of you that are also have asked about church, you can go on Facebook, and it is Apostle Helen Sadler, and she comes on Thursdays and Sundays for church, Bible study, and then church, and then she does make videos throughout the week, but she also does the videos for narcissist abuse, and she brings it to you from a perspective of a senior presiding prelate, meaning pastor, and she brings you the spiritual aspect of narcissism. Another good person to watch is R.C. Blakes, Honorable R.C. Blakes. He's really good, and he brings it to you from a pastoral, a pastoral and church leader perspective. And this is good that the church leaders are beginning to understand this dynamic, what is happening. It makes them more educated. It makes them, they have more revelations. It's not that easy now to just send someone home, send someone back home, or just believe someone because of the position that they hold. They are aware and they're teaching it. So that is an excellent thing, a good thing. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. I also have a book. It's called Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. You find it in the link below my YouTube, my video, and it is on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. You can purchase it. And then you can go on Facebook. I'm under Overcoming Narcissist Abuse and Psychological Health Consultants and Services. There are videos there. You can find my podcast on Podbean. I am registered with Podbean. So my podcasts come out on Podbean under Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. If you hit the community tab on the YouTube channel for my channel, you'll see what it looks like. So you know what you're looking for. It's Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. It's not under Dr. Carmen Bryant, but it's on Podbean. And you can also find me on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio. You can find me on Google Play, but they do broadcast my podcast there so that you can, if you're driving, you want to listen, you can listen. And they're different than the ones that are here on YouTube. So once again, thank you guys so much. Don't worry, I haven't forgot about the Zoom conferences. I'm thinking of like some guests to bring on too. Some of the ones that you've been asking about. So I'm trying to see if I can contact some of them to see if they're willing to do some conferences with me. So you guys get a bang for your buck. So just give me a minute. I'm putting it together. I haven't forgotten. I'm still trying to get some stuff cleaned up here. So I have time so I can focus on that. But once again, thank you so much. And if you are wanting coaching services, Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissism. Dr. Carmen Bryant, putting two things together. Dr. Carmen Bryant at Outlook.com. DrCarmenBryant at Outlook.com. I put it in the link below. So I have now put it in the link below if you're wanting coaching out of state. I only do coaching for out of state clients because I cannot offer you counseling services. I will not do any psychotherapy. I will not do counseling, mental health counseling, emotional counseling. I will not do that for out of state because I cannot. I am only licensed in the state of Washington. So if you are in the state of Washington, I am doing online counseling. You are welcome to contact me so I can get you insurance, or if you're paying cash, just email me and I'll send you my fees. So once again, thank you guys so much and go be great.